Hi,
Sure.
I'm Mike Andrew, Head of SEO for Localsearch, and I'm chatting today with Rob Whyte, owner of A1 SuperCheap Tyres, on how their company has marketed themselves during the COVID-19 event. Hi, Rob.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Tell us a little bit about A1 SuperCheap Tyres before COVID-19.
A1 SuperCheap Tyres was a business that I'd purchased 18 months ago, and we were growing it. We'd introduced new products and new services like brakes and servicing, and we were certainly growing steadily. It was even before COVID-19. Business was a little bit tough, like everyone would say, 2020 before this even happened, or 2019 was sort of one of their toughest years. There was certainly, business wasn't booming pre this, there was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of like, oh, it's quiet, we blamed it on the show holidays. We blamed it on all sorts of other, things that went on, but, business in the automotive industry was generally a little bit down. But we were powering through that, and we were, when people were sort of talking about, hey, business is real slow, we're dead. We were still seem to be going okay. So we were fairly happy with where we were pre-COVID-19, and so obviously when this all come, it was a real, absolute. We as I said, I worried a lot about where we were going.
Sure. Regulations changed pretty quickly in Australia. What did you do to adapt your business when the lockdown came in?
So the first thing we obviously did is hygiene. The biggest thing for us is we're in and out of customers' cars. We're touching the same steering wheel. We're touching the same gear stick, the door handle. So we have to do that to do our job. So the first thing we prung in was nitroglycerin work gloves. Basically, the board disposed with like a high strength rubber glove. Hand sanitizer, we actually could get some. We had some on the front desk. We've got some in the work area. So the staff are constantly washing their hands or using the hand sanitizer and using the gloves. Basically, we had to shut our internal showroom down, where we have a waiting area and a lounge there. We've had to shut that down. We were fortunate to we've got a big deck with, a TV and outdoor furniture up here. So, we just had to shift all the customers out to waiting outside. And everyone was really understanding. Everyone, no one questioned or said, oh, that's silly or anything like that. Everyone was just like, yep, no problem at all. We completely get it. So it hasn't been much of a disruption as we thought it would be. It feels weird and silly, but, it becomes the new norm. And I think it'd be interesting to see how things change once we all this goes away.
I mean, people went into a state of shock for some time once the lockdown came into place, and then a lot of people clamped up. What did you as a business try to do to get your message across to them?
Basically, yeah, we got on our social media, and we told people, hey, we are still open, we are still trading. I did a Facebook video and just reassured that we are there for people. We were preparing for the worst, but it turned out people need tyres. We're fortunate that we're an essential service, Like, even if we had a full lockdown, we're considered an essential service. As long as there's cars and trucks driving around to do essential things, they need a workshop to be able to put tyres on that car or put oil in that car. So, we were always going to be open. And we did have a point where, it looked like the worst was going to happen. And I had actually called Localsearch and said, hey, I think we should suspend our advertising because, obviously anything to cut any fixed expense we could. And that was probably the worst thing I ever did because, I drastically noticed a decline in the thing. And I just naturally thought that was part of the COVID stuff. I just thought we were just generally quiet. I did call Adam and said, look, I think, we're still getting enough business to justify opening. Let's put the Google back on and see what happens. And I couldn't believe it. It was like a light bulb was switched on. Just straight back to practically doing normal trade figures. So it was amazing, and it's amazing how much how much it works.
So it'd be fair to say the digital marketing strategy through Localsearch really assisted your business during this period?
Yeah, 100%. You know, as I said, our business doubled as soon as it turned back on. It was noticeable, and I don't think that's any coincidence. It's just, you know.
Well, talking about that, was there ever a time you thought about closing the doors during the event?
What, for good or for?
Well, during the lockdown, or did you think it was going to have such a big impact on your business that you may not be able to continue to trade?
I certainly considered, yeah, we maybe, you know, if it was going to come down to a complete lockdown and we were only going to be open for people that were doing completely essential things, my intention was to, yeah, we would shut the business and stand the staff down until things got better. But it just never happened. We just didn't slow down. We're still going now, and you know, this week, you know, it's Friday now. This week will probably be one of our best weeks to record since buying the business 18 months ago. So it's astounding, you know, and that may be because, you know, there's definitely light on the horizon with lifting restrictions this weekend, and people want to use their cars. They want to get out, and they've still got time. I think a lot of people have time. And I think, you know, if they're on the internet, they're looking. So, you know, everyone's looking at their mobile phones and their computers a lot more than normal. And I guess for us, you know, we're now doing our best to be as visible as possible on those devices. And I think that's working because there are shops like ours that are, you know, are probably not doing the same marketing as us, and they're very quiet. You know, we've got, you know, shops that come up, you know, we talk to other shops as well, and they're really, really quiet, and they said, wow, you're busy, you know, and we're like, yeah, we are. And I can only put that down. So if the industry's quiet, but we're busy because we're doing, you know, we're swimming against the current, we're advertising, you know, yes, we're open, we're doing good deals, you know, we're saving money, and we're a business that's about budget. We're not selling premium brands. We're not selling Bridgestones and Pirellis, even though we do sell those products, but our everyday business is not expensive brands. We've got some quality economical brands that we sell. So we're saving people money, you know, and now more than ever, there's another, because everyone needs tyres. If they no matter when or how, they eventually have to put, if you've got a car, you pretty much have to put tyres on it every so often. So, you know, as opposed to, you know, Bridgestones that are $150 a tyre, we can do, you know, a premium high-low for $79 a tyre. And that, you know, people are a lot more conscious of, hey, I always usually put Bridgestones on my car or whatever it is, but I really don't want to spend that sort of money anymore. You know, I'd rather just get something that's going to be okay. And, you know, and maybe that's why we're doing well. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'd certainly put a lot of it down to our digital marketing.
I mean, that was our message to a lot of our clients as well, as to not stop what they were doing, because people were searching, the visibility was high, searches were high. People still needed product, albeit in a different manner probably than what they did before. But a lot of companies who were wanting to stop their marketing meant that in some ways Google would probably drop them because they're not high profile, they're not dynamic enough. And we were saying, don't stop. I mean, you still need to be there. You still need to advertise, because there will be an end of this event. And when you come out of it, if you keep doing what you do now, you're going to be in a stronger position at the end of it than what you did probably when you went in, because of the change in the nature of search. Rob, what would you say to business owners right now who are still a little bit hesitant to just have a go, try and secure their future as well as their staff? What tips would you say, given your experience over the last 6 weeks? What advice would you give to a business owner now?
Look, it's you know, my best advice is it's a sink or swim situation. You know what I mean? You can either, you know, it's really easy to give up, and it's really easy to just hide in the corner and you know, clutch in all your expenses and sit there and try to ride this out. But yeah, I feel that you're going to be weak at the end of this. You're going to have to pretty much restart again. You know, if you know, we did the opposite, and we spent, you know, we upped our Google, and we, you know, we pushed forward like nothing's happened. And I think that's the best thing to do, is to, you know, look, if you're a travel agent or something like that, I completely get, you know, you're just really against the current. But if you're a business that still, you know, can trade, you know, you need to just adapt and go for it. You know what I mean? And you know, I surprised myself, because, you know, I doubted ourselves when I was like, well, it was a test. It was a test. I didn't think it was going to be as effective as it was, and it worked. So, you know, go against sometimes what your instinct tells you and have a go. So we do, and just, yeah, it's, you can't say, what have you got to lose? Well, there obviously, you know, there is something to lose, but it's not, you know, it's not like you're running a $20,000 TV ad campaign or a $10,000 radio campaign. You know, it's affordable. You can spend as much as you want, and, you know, but it pays to be. There's a lot of people out there that are hiding in the corners and just trying to ride this out and not really doing much. And if you're seen to be proactive, and you know, trying just to get back to work and trying to promote your business, I think a lot of people respect that, and a lot of people are, you know, happy to support you if that's the way you go. So.
No, that's perfect, Rob. Thank you so much for chatting with me this morning. I really appreciate your insights and your advice to other business people. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thanks very much.